Do you think your part at BRUGG Lifting can also be
Yeah, it's a good question. I hope not, because it's always good to talk personally about the project, and maybe to do it with a machine. Maybe it's not so easy. That should be a very, very good algorithm that you can solve this issue. But you never know. But I think in the next few years, I guess it's just a thing between people. And I hope that for longer it works like this.
Welcome everybody to the first episode of BRUGG Lifting's podcast. I'm here with Mr. Michael Ackerman. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Michael, and thank you that I'm be part of the first episode. That's quite an honor. Thank you very much for your invitation. So I'm responsible for the material handling applications for BRUGG Lifting with our belt products, and that are all our applications outside of elevator applications. So material handling in energy sector and a lot of different other applications.
Tell me some funny stories about your role at BRUGG Lifting.
So as I told you, so we have a lot of product development, and in that case, so for elevators, so we often have a long developing process, a lot of tests and field tests. And in my segment, there is one or more than one funny stories that we have produced a prototype, gave it to our customer, and then we get the feedback, okay, please, we can start. We have sold this amount of projects, and then we had to get the production excellence during our production and start everything to build up in this process. And it was just faster than we were.
As always.
Yes.
Okay, so what are you personally particularly proud of?
At the end, that all projects work. So it's always fascinating if you start, with the idea, and at the end it works. That's I cannot tell you a lot of different projects, because mostly they are. I cannot tell something about projects or customers. Yeah.
Okay, so in the end, when you start a project with BRUGG Lifting, the project works.
Yes, of course. That's always a target.
Perfect.
But sometimes we have the situation that it doesn't work, or maybe for 90%, then we have to solve the issue or the challenge to get for 100%.
Okay, and what could be a challenge, or what was a challenge which you solved in the end?
So maybe that's an issue with the environment that nobody thought about, or it was not in the specification, something like that, or maybe temperature issues, mostly from environmental issues.
Okay, but it could be solved in the end, so the project ran.
Yes, of course.
Very good. Tell me about what is the flat belt exactly? What is the usage of it?
So in general, a flat belt is a rectangular product, and it was maybe from history it was made as a transmission product. You have some years ago you had a big machine, and then you had a lot of smaller machines, and then you had with this belt the possibility to have different machines and only one machine that produce the energy. Yeah.
Okay, so it's always better to use a belt instead of another kind of rope, or?
Yes, so there are different advantages for service life. So it's maintenance free and cost saving. So you have a smaller sheath, you need less energy and less space. That's the main advantage that it's a revolution in elevator market.
Okay, and what makes the BRUGbelt special?
So we have our belt is totally coated, so the jacket is we have no grooves all over our product portfolio, so that enables us to have if you have maybe water or some chemicals in the application, so this chemical materials cannot go to the cord, and so it's very good protected, and also from the ride, you have more comfort if you don't have any vibrations or something like that.
What is important and to consider when choosing flat belts?
So in general, you have to know a lot about the application. So it's best to know everything about the specifications. Maybe we start with what's the load at the belt. Then you have to know what's the safety factor. It depends on the machinery directive, and then you need to know what's the system, how many how many sheaves are there, how many what's the system, is there a counterbending application or just single bending, what's the acceleration and the velocity of the belt. So you need a lot of different things, and also environmental specification. So it's good to know everything that we can design the product, especially for this application.
Okay. And does every customer have this knowledge about their about these technical details, or is BRUGG available to give them some support if they don't know? Yes.
So the best case is if we work together and do the specification or the design. It's a big plus for us to be in the early phase of development together with the customer to have the best design at the end for his application.
For someone with not a lot of technical know-how, with what could you compare the carrying capacity of the belt?
Yes, so we have different these capacities, load capacities, and so the biggest ones, that you can imagine. So we have the specification in kilonewtons. So 1 kilonewton is about 100 kilograms, and the biggest one is 218 kilonewtons. So that's the minimum braking load, and that is about 3.5 male elephants that you can lift with it, and that's then it will break. And
okay.
So then that's quite a powerful belt.
So nobody has to be afraid that it will break when lifting up something.
No. So that's of course the BRUGG quality.
Why should a company decide to buy the BRUGbelt? Is it just because of the friendly employees, or is there something special?
Yes, you forgot the extremely good-looking employees. So no, because of our competence, the knowledge of different applications, especially elevator. We are in this market over 20 years, and especially for material handling applications, we have done so many machines or applications. So then we have a very good knowledge about the application and the product.
So if you personally would need a belt, you would buy it by BRUGG Lifting?
Of course.
Good decision. Before you said that it is not a special maintenance needed, is there something else which a customer should take care about by using the belt?
Yes, you should not grease it. That's maybe the main point in comparison to a wire rope. And that would be a big issue. So you need the friction of the belt. Otherwise, it is not. Yeah, it's easy to handle. You have to mount it, install it, and then it's maintenance free. Then you have to check it. So it depends also in the application. So maybe in material handling application, you have to look after it after several hours and check it if it works again, or there is another point that you have to check. So that is depending on the application and what we have specified.
Okay, and what is the average of the lifetime of such a belt? How many cycles?
Yeah, that's a good question, because that's the main question that I ever hear, or that I mostly hear. And I cannot give you a number, so that's the point, because it depends on installation, it depends on the application, it depends on the load, it depends on different other points, environmental points. So that's I cannot give you this number. So there are some theoretical numbers, but I can't tell it to you, because otherwise you will tell to me, you have specified this, and in this application it doesn't work. Okay,
and also if I give you, I have the best application, I have the best belt, I have the best, I have from everything, I have the best. So does it hold for 5 years, 10 years?
Yes, in general. So I can say there are several million cycles. And mostly it's designed for, or in best case, for 20 years. But it depends on cycles, how often you use it. So that's not an easy question.
What are the fears of your customers before they close a deal?
So mostly they have an idea of a machine, of an application. And then they have issues like space, like how big should be the engine or whatever. And then they try to solve this issue. And then they call us and say, can you help us to achieve the target with this machine? Yeah.
What is the reason for a customer that they choose BRUGG Lifting instead of another competitor?
Yeah, because of our well-known brand, and we are on the market. We are known as a high-quality supplier, and also with our knowledge, we can support them and achieve their goal together as a partner. And we are very flexible to develop any products or make some adaptations on the product customized.
When you talk about applications, what kind of applications are you talking about?
So the main application for these belts is in elevators. So there is the main quantity or the main market. So, and other applications are for material handling, that are in general stacker cranes or vertical lifters, door systems. So there are a lot of applications in this segment.
Okay, and what are you personally responsible for the elevator part or for these other applications?
Yes, everything outside the elevator market. Yes, that's I'm responsible for. As I told you, it is a lot in material handling, intra-logistics applications.
What is one of your projects which you remember which made a lot of fun?
So there are different, but I can't tell a lot, but mostly the longer projects over years, where you have a very interesting connection or discussions with the customers. There is a joint development with both sides invest a lot of time and knowledge and come together to the target, and at the end, yes, you can be proud that you have done the way or the journey together. So that's always good, and also for the customer relationship, it's very helpful to do something like that. But you cannot do a lot of big projects like that because it needs a lot of effort. And but at the end, I think you can be proud of the solution.
And do you remember, how did this whole story start at BRUGG Lifting? Where came the idea about to produce such kind of a belt?
Yes, so but for elevators, it was together with a customer, and then we thought, if it works in elevators, it should work also in other machines. So that's quite not a big idea or a big development. And then some colleagues started maybe 15 years ago with the business development to do the research where it could be helpful to use some belts, and then we started the business development.
Where do you feel the market is going into the next 10 years?
So for the elevator market, I'm not a specialist, but I know that there is also a massive growth. And for material handling, there is a growth over 8 to 10% every year. So it's good to be part of this market because there is a natural growth. And if you do a great job, then you can grow more than the market growth. So that's quite easy to explain. So if the market is growing, then you are in a good position. And also we like to grow with our customers, and if they grow, that's the best situation.
What do you think especially is growing?
All this material handling markets, especially in this e-commerce markets, food, all these markets are growing and needs all of these markets need any storage capacities, some material handling machines to solve any issues in the internal logistics. So for that, it is a growing market to make everything in a storage easy and automatic.
Do you think your part at BRUGG Lifting can also be automated?
Yeah, it's a good question. I hope not, because it's always good to talk personally about the project, and maybe to do it with a machine. Maybe it's not so easy. That should be a very, very good algorithm that you can solve this issue. But you never know. But I think in the next few years, I guess it's just a thing between people. And I hope that for longer it works like this.
Yeah, I think in the end everybody likes to talk to a human being and not to
yes, and also
to a robot.
Also be creative. Okay, there are different solutions. I guess that it is possible to be something like creative with a machine, but at the end, it's better to work together with maybe two brains and create any new products or something.
This is something BRUGG Lifting stands for, the human aspects.
Yes, I think it's a very important point. Also to have some trust in in your supplier, that he will solve your issues and give you the best assistance that he can expect.
Okay, so you say BRUGG Lifting is not only developing products, they're also having a good relationship with the customers.
Yes, of course, that's the product is only one point. At the end, there are different processes behind, and also if there is an issue from customer side or from our side, you have to solve it, and you have to discuss how to do or what are the different points when to do. Yeah.
Are there any other services BRUGG Lifting provides?
We are developing additional services because it's not just a product. There are different other services around the product, and that's the main focus for the future. Also, to get deeper in these services to get closer to the customers, and also to help in different situations.
So Michael, thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you everybody for tuning into the BRUGG Lifti podcast, and see you on the next episode.